These were just randomly piled up. It's midweek motivation, Wednesdays at 2 p.m. Eastern. I know. Oh, look at that. Look at that end paper. Hi, I'm Sock Marionette, doing business as bargain counter argument. I'm a middle-aged lady in a tiara talking about books. So today I'm going to be looking at those books that I've read recently that I own, and we'll just be doing your basic, quarter share, Keeper Street, Hall of Fame, or Walk of Shame, where I just look at these books and tell you what I thought of them and whether or not I'm going to keep them or take them to a little free library. And I just kind of piled them up. And I'm going to start with this book that I found at a little free library not so long ago, Sweet Enemy Mine by Anna Lee, which is an enemies to lovers, Scottish clans. It was published in 1991. It is a leisure book. Ooh, there's the leisure L. And here we have this couple, and it wraps around like that. And it is about 450 pages. It takes place in Scotland and in London during the restoration of Charles II. And it was like two separate books. I think it would have been better if she had just done two separate books here, because the plot takes a big change, the setting takes a big change in the middle of the book, and that's fine. I don't mind that. I like it when a lot of stuff happens and whatever, but the tone took a huge change, because the first half is like the enemies to lovers. They meet, their clans are enemies, there's a domestic violence situation involving one of the characters' mother, and it's like this whole thing, and it's really cool and interesting. But then when they go to London, the hero and heroine, the main characters, have already resolved their emotional differences. So they have declared themselves to one another, and now it's like a bunch of like external stuff that's keeping them from marrying, although they still get to hang out and hang out. And the thing is that after that midpoint, when it moves to the court of Charles II during the Restoration, it becomes a restoration comedy. It becomes kind of a farce. And it was very serious up until that point, and then it's a farce, and it's kind of, it just didn't quite hit right for me, I think. So this is going to go right back to the little free library where I found it. Actually, no, I'm going to take it to a different little free library so that it can get out of the neighborhood a little bit. So yeah, I'm not going to keep this. One of the reasons I read it so quickly, because I just picked this up like just a couple of weeks ago, was that I am a channel member with B of Mama Needs to Read Romance, and I think she's shifting over to a Patreon model from channel membership. So her Patreon, her channel membership and now Patreon book club, we pick a prompt rather than a specific title, and the prompt for July was Enemies to Lovers. So Sweet Enemy Mine delivered on that. So yeah, I think it would have been better as two separate books. Anyway, it wasn't bad. I enjoyed the writing, but it was just like that tonal shift was what really got me on that. So yeah, I think I ended up giving it 2.5, 3 stars. So somebody else can enjoy it. Then let's see, what do we have here? These were just randomly piled up. So I didn't separate them out by genre or anything. So yeah, this is Fever by Dion Meyer, which is a post-apocalyptic novel that is set in South Africa. Dion Meyer himself is South African, and this was in fact translated from the Afrikaans by K.L. Seegers and published by Grove Press, New York in 2016. It is 540 pages, which includes a handy glossary for some of the less translatable terms that they use in Afrikaans, like describing animals and so on that don't really have an English equivalent. I enjoyed this a lot. It's about a plague, and there are very few survivors, and how they try to reorganize themselves, and what the triumphs, the pitfalls, and so on. I think I gave it 4 stars, and I'm not going to reread it, so that's going to go to a little free library. This is category romance that I read during last week's midweek motivation, Wednesdays at 2 p.m. Eastern. I know I mentioned it before, but why not plug it again? And I usually will read a category romance during the midweek motivation. Usually the other participants in the live stream will help me pick it. They'll help me pick it, and then I'll tell them how I feel about it. This was When Next We Love by Heather Graham, which is from 1983. It's candlelight ecstasy romance. It's what we would now call a rock star romance. He's a rock star. She's the widow of a rock star. It was not a reality-based plot, but the execution tried to be reality-based. It just was a bonkers plot and a kind of not exactly boring execution. It's just like she could have gone ham on this plot, and she didn't. Now this one I am not going to be keeping. I just got a little mar on it. I hope that's okay with the recipient, because I'm going to be sending this to my buddy Stormi of Storm Reads. I'll link in the description, because she is collecting Heather Graham books. Shannon Drake was another pen name that Heather Graham used. And she doesn't have any of her category romances, and I have like 2 others that I haven't read yet, and I'd like to read them and send them along so that Stormi can add them to her collection. We have, oh, this is a gorgeous book. Mila 2.0, or is it Mila 2.0? I'm not sure. But it's beautiful. It turned out to be the first book of a trilogy. It's YA dystopia. Look at that. Oh, isn't that pretty? It's about a girl who wakes up with no memory, and it turns out that, as you can probably guess from this beautiful cover like that, that she is sort of a cybernetic organism kind of a deal. She's an enhanced human, and she doesn't know it. It was pretty good. I liked it. It is the first book of a trilogy, and I don't really feel the need to continue with it. But I did like it, and so, but I'm not going to keep it, and I'm not going to continue with this trilogy. I think I gave it 3.5 stars. If you like... Okay, that kind of went flying and probably jostled the camera. I'll probably have to edit something out. Anyway, so if you like dystopia YA from 2013, yeah, 2013 is very 2013 kind of book. It's pretty good, but I'm not going to keep it. That can go into a little free library, and maybe a new generation of YA readers can discover the joys of dystopia. The Companions, a novel by Katie M. Flynn. This is science fiction from, I believe, 2020. Yeah, from 2020. So in this book, there is a pandemic, and children start hanging out with these AI androids. That's the word I'm looking for. So the children start hanging out with these AI androids. They're not supposed to be able to develop memories or affection, and yet some of them do. And it's a really interesting exploration of kind of the social ramifications of that kind of pandemic, where people are isolated for several years. And remember, it was published in 2020, so she anticipated some things that I think have, in a less exaggerated way, kind of been a problem for kids who grew up during that time here in reality. Also AI, self-determination, the rights of androids, and that kind of thing, which you could certainly see as an allegory for human rights. It was really quite good. I liked it a lot. I gave it 4 stars, but I don't see myself rereading it. So I'm gonna put it out there, and maybe somebody else can get something out of it as well. Okay, and then we have a couple of books by Jeff Hirsch. These are YA. We have The 11th Plague, which is a post-apocalyptic. It's kind of like it's like The Road by Cormac McCarthy, but more stuff happens. You have a father and a son, and they had been traveling with the father's father, so it was 3 generations. The father's father died. The son grew up in this post-apocalyptic world. In fact, he was born after the apocalypse, so it's not like he has any memories of the world before. It's really pretty good. I liked it a lot, but again, I don't see myself rereading it, so somebody else can enjoy it. Oh, I forgot to mention the year it was published. 2011. So it's the road for YA. Okay, The Darkest Path, also by Jeff Hirsch. Hirsch? That's German for deer. You needed to know that. This is child soldier post-apocalyptic, but the kid and his brother get pulled into this children's army that is religiously motivated. So that's interesting. I liked it, but don't see myself rereading it. And this is copyright 2013. And then we have another book by Danny Collins. This is Harlequin Presents. His Highness's Hidden Heir, and I had high hopes for this one because I read another book by her. I think I did it for the June in for the Christmas in June video, link in the description, and I really really liked this one. And this one I didn't like it as much. It's from 2024. I didn't like it quite as much as I liked the other one by her that I read, which was, let's see if I can find it. Husband for the Holidays. Husband for the Holidays I really really liked, not so much this one. So yeah, I'm not going to reread it. It wasn't as good as I'd hoped it would be. A little bit of an interruption while I cleared the storage on the phone. I only have a couple more books to go, and this is The Year's Best Science Fiction, Volume 2. This is from 2020, and this is edited by Jonathan Strahan, and I also have Volume 1, which I've already finished, and right now Mom Marionette has it, because she was interested in possibly reading at least some of the stories. I'm going to keep this one as well. The other one, I'm going to keep it even after she's done with it, and the same with this one, because I just feel like these were such good stories, so thoughtfully selected, and I feel like I could go back to them. Some of them I didn't care for because that's an anthology for you, but some of them I feel like I could go back to them again and again and get something new each time. So I'm definitely holding on to that one. And then the final book is The Electric Kingdom by David Arnold. Ooh, isn't that pretty? I think oh, look at that end paper. And it's just on the one side, but look at that. And this is another YA post-apocalyptic, and it is standalone. The Jeff Hirsch books were also standalones, by the way. This is from 2021, and I really, really like this one a lot. It is post-apocalyptic. Again, we have kids that were born after the apocalypse, or maybe shortly before it. This one's set in New Hampshire, a lovely part of the country to which I have been. And it's really good. It's hard for me to describe it. It's just really good, really well written, really intelligent. Not just following a plot, although it does that as well. It's just a really, really smart book, and I'd like to read more by David Arnold. I'm really torn about whether or not to keep this. I think I might want to reread it. On the other hand, it's so good that I want to set it loose into the world so that somebody else can enjoy it. So I think I'm going to let it go reluctantly. This was a 5-star read for me. It'll probably be one of my top 10 for the year. So I am reluctantly letting it go and hoping that it is found by somebody else who will enjoy it as much as I did. And I need to track down more books by David Arnold. So I did not actually plan to have my 2 favorite books at the end. It just kind of ended up that way. So that's 10 books I just evaluated, and this one's going to a pal. This one's staying with me, and the other 8, are going into little free libraries. So I will put them in the trunk of my car, and I'll have them on hand so that I can swap them out when I see a little free library. So that's the end of this video. Thank you for your time and attention. If you enjoyed it, please like, comment, share, subscribe, or don't. I'm not the boss of you, and I hope you have a good day or night.